Why is it that those who are doing bad things appear to be more energized than those who are doing good things? How can we motivate good people to get involved in the affairs of their country? Everywhere, the people who are being celebrated are basically the thugs. You find even the voters glorifying the thugs. In their conversation, they say, don't play with that candidate. He can kill you, man. You know, that one is not a joke. He can even kill you. Then they say, that one has a lot of money. How can Mao even manage? Why are we glorifying the worst? Because we glorify them, that's what gives them energy. We should deny them the oxygen. And we should motivate the best. So my stepping forward has made me just to be a symbol. And that is why the majority of those who are in support of my candidature normally are not people who support me, by the way. They have been the people who have been criticizing me. But because I'm standing for something they believe in, that we should clean up that parliament, we should fix it. So I'm carrying their flag. So when I'm carrying a flag, you don't follow me, you follow the flag. Because even if I fall, somebody else must pick the flag and continue that fight. So that is the whole context of this struggle we are in. We do not want a speaker who says, I'm a good speaker because as long as there's a remote control, there will be somebody pressing buttons and I'll just be moving as required. A speaker is not there for himself or herself. A speaker is there for the members of parliament and the people of Uganda, because that house belongs to the people. So I am now calling upon the citizens of Uganda, please start calling your members of parliament and advise them that you will be waiting in 2031. Right now, they are abusing the citizens of Uganda because my rating has not gone below 70% among the general public. Even if you go now to that garage, you, the media, just go to the garage and ask them, who would you vote for speaker? They will tell you no but Mao. But these are the people who voted for those MPs who are now abusing them. The Baganda say, omukadde akwatira ku mmere ye. That will be in 2031. For now, they have forgotten who sent them to parliament. So every new member of parliament, every member of the 12th parliament should ask one question. What do my voters want? Lastly, the most important thing that came out of Changpanze is that finally the president has repeated that adui number one is corruption. So, if you have someone who has been identified with corruption, it only means that that person will attract also the corrupt. The president went further by even calling out Honorable Sise Namuju, who is one of the top campaigners of the incumbent speaker, and asked her, how many days did you spend in prison? And said, you know, this one I arrested her. But now she's my friend because she has given me information about other thieves. That finally the president has repeated that adui number one is corruption. So, if you have someone who has been identified with corruption, it only means that that person will attract also the corrupt. The president went further by even calling out Honorable Sise Namuju, who is one of the top campaigners of the incumbent speaker, and asked her, how many days did you spend in prison? And said, you know, this one I arrested her. But now she's my friend because she has given me information about other thieves who I'm now going to tackle. What message does that send to you? So if you say you are fighting malaria, can you be a friend to mosquitoes? Also, if there is somebody with a stench of corruption, you know, a stench will attract flies. And if you, however much you spray the flies, the only way to get rid of them is to remove the stench and throw it away. The flies will follow it wherever it will go. This is what I witnessed in Changkwanze. And I repeat, this is really not so much about me. That's why I'm rather relaxed, because I'm not very desperate. There are those who are saying that Mao is using this to bargain for a bigger position. Being a minister is a very big position. But also, a minister serves the president. I don't do my job. I do the president's job as a minister. As a matter of fact, on the 12th, we are handing over to the permanent secretary. All ministers are handing over to the permanent secretary. And then you wait for the president to form his government, because he's the one who has executive power. So why do people talk as if they must die in a particular position? It is up to the president to decide. For me, I'll remain member of parliament elect. As member of parliament elect, I'm ready for anything, because appointments to the cabinet are a prerogative of the president. He is the one to decide who he wants to assign what position. But I think he saw in me something, and that's why he kept that position vacant for 1 year. So most people have been taking this agreement as if it was some kind of a joke. Do you think the president of Uganda can sign a joke? So that is what Article 7E says, that we can open up new areas of cooperation. But in my speech, I said that when I entered the government, I did not lock the door behind me. That's why now you hear the Nsibambis are also walking in. And that's why I was shocked by this bedroom talk. Because if others were locking the door, would they have entered? This is really some kind of hypocrisy. How can you say? But let me not go there. You know, 3 of us were removed from the list. Honorable Kasule Lumumba, Andrew Mwenda, and myself. We were deleted. We never had a chance to talk, but on the last day, the one who was deleting us was also deleted from the list of speakers. So, to a certain extent, the books were balanced. It was a bit of a draw, because she had been announced as somebody who would also speak. But then, when the president arrived, the program changed, and they said the Secretary General of NRM would invite the Vice President, who would invite the President, full stop. And I glanced out of the corner of my eye to see how things were. So I saw it and I said, well, Katonda jali teyebase ate tali anguzi. You can't buy kits from God, you know. So I was disappointed to that extent. I'd really prepared a nice paper. I think now I may have to present it on TikTok. So I'll call somebody with a good camera, then I have to deliver the lecture. Because I think it is good for the NRM majority in parliament to know that the opposition are not enemies. If it is about money and receiving bribes and so on, that one I'm not going to compete in it. So I listened to very good lectures in Chankwanzi. I also lost some weight. The Patriotic Front has reduced a bit. Though I never spoke, it is as if I was the only one attending the retreat in Chankwanzi. Why? Because citizens also like fairness. They saw that I was really being fought unfairly. And they also did not like the insult that was thrown at me, that the speakership is somebody's bedroom. So you citizens of Uganda, do you agree that that seat is somebody's bedroom, really? No. That is Kamanyiro. You cannot say the speaker's chair is your bedroom. It is not. That is being okwepanka obwana kuluba. That one we cannot allow it. There was a hand here. Right now I'm ready to be the Speaker of Parliament. I pity those who were not ready when they took that office. Now they are doing what is called okwekasa. Because if you are not ready for something, you have to keep justifying every mistake. And you can even see by the kind of decisions made from the chair. I don't have to go into details because I'll appear to be too critical. That seat does not just need a lawyer. It needs somebody who is an advocate. A lawyer is somebody who has studied law. An advocate is somebody who knows how to apply the law. That's the difference. I also understand the Bible, I understand scripture, but I'm not a priest. Because I'm not, I don't have that ordination. An advocate is someone who is ordained to practice the law. In other words, you know how to apply it. And that is what the office of Speaker now needs. Not just somebody who knows the law. Because I hear people say, oh, they are lawyers, they are lawyers. Yes, they are lawyers. They know the law. But they don't know how to apply it. And that's why we have all these blunders. So that is a major problem we have to deal with. Is that really how Africans used to sit when they are debating important issues? That you have one side this way and one side that way? Is that really how you sit when you have a clan meeting? But somehow we adopted that. Then we say one side is opposition, and we even have a leader of opposition. Then we have one side which is supposed to be government. I don't remember us sitting like that in the village. When we were in the village, we used to sit in a circle. Because our role was to attack the problem, not to attack each other. So apart from resolving the national question, which is finding the proper glue to weld us together, we have the challenge of decolonization. So when you are talking about leadership, you must first of all elect leaders who understand the problem. Because if you don't understand the problem, how can you even pretend that you want to solve it? And there are people who think there's no problem in the parliament the way it is. But there is hope, because Ugandans have woken up. For the first time, the hawkers, the women selling fruits and vegetables on the streets of Kampala, the border riders are now discussing the question of who is fit to be the Speaker of Parliament. They even want to vote. The good thing is that they will have an opportunity to punish the members of Parliament who will not vote correctly when we are electing the Speaker. So any member of Parliament who ignores the voices of the people right now will be punished in 2031. And that punishment will be sure. And we will be there to remind the voters that these are the people who betrayed you. We are at a very delicate time in Uganda, and we need a serious speaker. We don't need a speaker who just wants to make money. We want a speaker who wants to make a difference. We don't want a speaker who just wants to make money. We want a speaker who wants to make a difference.
Hey, Mao,
I've seen some people going around saying Mao joined the cabinet in order to improve his financial situation, that he was about to die of poverty. I grew up in poverty. It didn't kill me. If poverty did not kill me when I was in the village, will it kill me when now I have Bachelor of Laws, Master of Arts, and Master of Dispute Resolution, diploma, postgraduate in legal practice, advocate for over 30 years? Will poverty kill me with all those qualifications?
Of course not.
Yes, even that one. So I think we should not reduce the debate about important questions to simple things. I was offered the job of minister in June 2021. Can a hungry person wait for 1 year to be paid his first salary as a minister? And you know it is not a small salary. So I want to warn those who are talking like that. I'm going to hang their record on MTN masts for the whole country to see. So I want to warn those who are talking like that. I'm going to hang their record on MTN masts for the whole country to see. Because it seems anybody who is attacking me stupidly, I'm going to get their full record and hang it on Kololo Hill. I will hang their records on Summit View indeed, so that everybody can know who they really are. I have my record. Starting from being a head prefect. In fact, starting from being an S2 student who by mistake in Wairaka College went to attend a senior debating society general meeting. So I want to warn those who are talking like that. I'm going to hang their record on MTN masts for the whole country to see. Because it seems anybody who is attacking me stupidly, I'm going to get their full record and hang it on Kololo Hill. I will hang their records on Summit View indeed, so that everybody can know who they really are. I have my record. Starting from being a head prefect. In fact, starting from being an S2 student who by mistake in Wairaka College went to attend a senior debating society general meeting. I used to get calls from Joseph Kony, the rebel leader. Some of you remember that I was even a suspect of being a rebel. But I wasn't the one calling him, he was the one calling me. And each time he would call me, I would go and brief the president. I would call the switchboard because I knew they were listening to my phone anyway. At one point, they suspected that I was a rebel. The military intelligence people sent somebody to trail me. I was doing some work at the Sheraton Business Center. When I went to the bathroom to ease myself, I found my flash disk missing. They got the contents and leaked it to the red paper. And the headline was, Gulu District Boss Norbert Mao in trouble over rebel links. So who knew that I had rebel links? And they reproduced some information that I had on some people who wanted to start a new rebel group. But the head of the military intelligence was my classmate, so I called him, General Mujira. He just laughed and he gave me an appointment. When I went to his office, he opened his drawer and gave me back my flash disk. But they knew I was committed to peace. When other people were fearing to go to the bushes of Garamba to meet Joseph Kony, I dared. When we went to have a meeting with him, he invited 10 of us to go to the bush. We walked 16 miles to go and see him. Some of my close friends, when I approached them and told them, will you join me for that journey? They told me, I just wanted a photo with Kony. I've already got it. Now I can't go to the bush myself. Some of us dared and went. Later, I went back for a longer time, over 2 weeks. And then I jumped into the battle so that our generation, born in the 60s and